This is YourGaming.net. I'm Steven, reviewing the game Dark Sector for the Xbox 360. Back in April 2004, Digital Extremes announced that it was working on a new action adventure that was to take place within a bleak sci-fi setting.
But listen to me. He's trying to get inside the vault. If that happens...
4 years down the road, Digital Extremes decided to tone down the sci-fi theme for a more rural, virus-contaminated city. The question is, with other top Xbox 360 third-person shooter games out there, how will Dark Sector fare up to them? Well, I'm here to find out. Dark Sector is a new and totally original third-person action shooter designed to really showcase next-generation gaming. 4 years ago, the game puts players into the role of Tenno, a covert operative sent on a dangerous mission into Lazria, an Eastern European city on the brink of ruin that hides a deadly Cold War secret. While on this mission, Hayden is attacked and infected by a virus, a brutal bioweapon that twists its victim into mindless killing machines. Surviving this attack, like any hero does in video games, Hayden finds that the virus has granted him powerful inhuman abilities, unlike anything he has ever seen. Now he must evolve with his powers, survive, and become a hero. The game starts on the first chapter looking a bit dull, grey, black and white. Had me thinking that my Xbox cables weren't plugged in properly. But as you progress through to chapter 2, a bit of colour comes to light. You're Tenno, assassin, here to do the job, and you quickly kill the man you're looking for.
The Lazarian military is working for him now. They've got a chopper coming in. But listen to me. He's trying to get inside the vault. If that happens...
It's done.
With the glaive, finishing moves, action-packed scenes, cutscenes, bosses, and all the rest Dark Sector's got to offer, the story really does let the game down, because there really isn't much of a story going on in Dark Sector. The problem with it is, you know, you're infected with a virus, the big boss man, evil doings and whatnot, spreading this virus about. It leaves you feeling a bit sort of not in control and not there with the story. You sort of, as you progress through the game, you get different cutscenes of like a bloke and a woman that Tenno seems to know, and she knows him, but you never get told how they know each other or how they met or what was going on in the past. There's no flashbacks or nothing to explain the story to you. So pretty much the story goes is you're infected, you're Tenno, and you're out to save the world and kill oncoming hordes of enemies through 10 chapters, which is a shame really, because, you know, an insight of the story would have been nice, knowing what's going on and who's who and what's what, but Dark Sector don't deliver on that part. You find the gameplay in Dark Sector is where the game really shines, you know. There's lots of things to do, lots of moves, lots of different ways of killing your enemies. And after Tenno has been infected with the virus, is probably not the sort of guy you want to start a fight with in a pub. Probably not the right time to lose your head. With all that said, the game's pretty action-packed. You've been infected with the virus. You've got this glaive that pops out of your hand that you can throw, cut, spin, do whatever you slow down, do whatever you like with. And as you progress through the game, you power up, sort of thing. You get stronger. The virus takes more control of your body, and your glaive gets stronger. You can perform finishing moves by pressing B behind enemies and slicing their arms off, stuff like that, which is a nice effect and nice feature. You can also stun the enemies. They glow like a red colour, and then you can perform the finishing move by pressing B, which consists of slicing their arm off their neck and cutting their bodies up, doing all sorts of pretty cool stuff. Besides that, the gameplay is very good. It's very action packed. So you've got bosses, big bosses, small bosses, lots of enemies to find yourself slicing through. The glaive can slow down and, you know, cut the enemy's legs and bits off in slow motion, which is a nice feature. And the glaive also conducts electricity, fire and ice, so it adds even more variety to killing your enemies. You also find throughout the game there's like little puzzles, obstacles to progress through the game, like there's a bridge, there's a button on the other side of the bridge. You throw the glaive to press the button, the bridge comes down and you can proceed. Things like you got to find a C4, plant it on the door to blow up the door to proceed through the game, which, you know, it mixes up the gameplay a bit and it's quite good. The game's only going to take you around 11 to 12 hours to complete. If you're anything like myself, I got stuck in a few places, but it didn't take me long to get back on track and find what I had to do. Graphics wise, you know, Dark Sector offers quite a lot. It's a very nice looking game, and it's got to be up there with the best of graphics, up there with other games such as Gears of War, which it sort of does play and feel and look like. Digital Extremes, for the graphics wise, the engine's all new, it's all brand new, built from the ground up to bring you these nice shiny looking graphics. Explosions, boss fights, fire, electricity, it all looks really nicely done. So the graphics are really good, and definitely there with the best of other games. Dark Sector also offers a multiplayer part to the game, which consists of Infection. Rounds begin with one player playing as a fully powered Hayden Tenno. Additional players will spawn as a team of troopers. They each have weapons that the enemies in the game have, and have the ability to plant proxy mines, as well as communicate the location of Hayden to others to overwhelm and kill Hayden as a group. If a player kills Hayden, they then take over playing as Hayden and battle the troopers. The other game type is Epidemic. This is a team-based game in which two teams, each with one player as Hayden, either compete to kill the opposite team's Hayden or compete on objectives. There are multiple challenges, and the players have to defend their objectives, stay alive, keep their Hayden alive, attack the opposite team's objectives, and kill the opposite team's Hayden. The multiplayer is pretty dull. Not really much going on. With only 5 maps, 2 game types, it ain't going to keep you interested for very long. I'm going to rate Dark Sector a 7.2 out of 10. This is YourGaming.net. I'm Steven. Thanks for watching the video review of Dark Sector.